Welcome to Boss Up Babes, helping babes show up, boss up, and thrive. With #1 best-selling author, global influencer, and ultimate boss babe, Karissa Adkins. Karissa is a health and wellness expert and CEO of the 365 Daily Hustle, here to help mompreneurs and career-focused women boss up and reclaim their healthiest life. She is a pro at cutting through the BS and inspiring massive breakthroughs that help women create healthy routines and habits that facilitate personal and professional growth. Are you ready to reclaim your best life, take action, and be a badass boss babe? Let's get to it.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome everyone to another badass episode of Boss Up Babes. We are a weekly show dedicated to all you entrepreneurs, you innovators, you lady hustlers, personal development junkies, and of course, just badass women who are looking to show up, boss up, and thrive in life. Grab your pen and paper because today we are talking all about one of my favorite subjects to not just talk about, but also partake in. And we are talking all about food, glorious food. Like, I cannot wait to, dive in. I have a beautiful guest today, but first, a little life update, or should I say business update. So in it's crazy. Time is just flying by. I am hosting a Design and Amplify Your Epic Life in 2023 masterclass on December 28th. This is a completely free 90-minute virtual workshop, and it's been specifically designed for ambitious, purpose-driven lady bosses just like you, because I know that's you listening out there. But it has been designed to amplify your life, your health, and your career in 2023. So just a couple of things that we're definitely going to cover in this powerful masterclass. And it definitely is it's a two-way conversation. It's not just me showing up and teaching you and talking you to the entire time. It's definitely going to feel like a mastermind. We're going to be brainstorming. There's 30 plus women that are already registered. I do want to encourage you to register in advance. Be the only way that you can actually get the Zoom links and all that jazz, the guidebook and everything. So what am I going to cover in this 90 minutes together? We are going to identify your big vision for 2023. We are going to create a personalized roadmap for your success so that you can achieve all of your goals and dreams that you've set out for yourself. You're going to learn my biggest secret that I've been keeping from all of you on how you can manifest, and really bring to life some of those goals and dreams. And then very lastly, I'm going to use my magic tools and submodalities of NLP, which stands for neuro-linguistic programming. I'm going to imprint your future goals into your 2023 unconscious timeline. And if you're like, what in the hell are you talking about, Karissa? Don't worry. I'm not going to do anything woo-wooey on you or no hypnosis on you. I'm just going to help you take your plans, take your goals for what you want to achieve. And I'm going to, through a very powerful sequence, we're going to imprint them into your unconscious timeline so that your unconscious mind and your physical space are kind of matching up. I believe that, yes, we, like what the seeds we plant in our unconscious mind, definitely it makes us search out for how we can achieve those goals and dreams. But you pair that with a really powerful action step-by-step guide, and it just makes it that much easier. It's literally what I use to hit 50K months, 100K months, all the way up to a strong immunity, healthy habits, etc. So I'm so freaking excited for that. And then really quick, what's included, right? It's a Design and Amplify Your Epic Life guidebook. It's literally a step-by-step guidebook. It's going to help you reflect back on what lessons you learned, what wisdom you got, what things worked really well in 2022, what not to do in 2023. And then, of course, then we will focus all on the future and what that looks like. And then you will have direct access to me on this call. I'm giving juicy coaching and strategies to really help you unleash the best version of you in 2023. So you guys, to get signed up for this, all you have to do is text the number 402-880-2142 with the message Design and Amplify. We'll make sure that's in the chat below. So all you guys have to do is literally text that number 402-880 2142 with the message design and amplify, and that will start the official VIP RSVP that is required for this event. So enough about this fantastic event that's like literally kicking off next week. I cannot wait. But I want to dive into this juicy conversation, and hopefully you're not like starving right now, because by the end of today's podcast, you might like be really, really ready to eat some food. Who knows? Who knows where the real conversation will go? But anyways, I want to bring on my amazing guest. Words that I would describe my guests: fun-loving, playful, intuitive, creative, sarcastic, and just in general, a good ass woman, right? Like sometimes it's hard to come across good women who literally want to like support you and challenge you and encourage you and lift you up. And Trish is that woman, right? Tricia Clark is a cooking coach and kitchen mentor who's on a mission to help busy moms save time, reclaim energy, and find that spark of joy in the kitchen again. Not only bringing back the lost art of family dinner, but also reshaping what that means. She believes in shifting the energy of stress and overwhelm into confidence, creativity, and fun. It's seen, felt, and tested in food and in the conversations around the table. So with that, please help me welcome Tricia Clark to the BossUp Babe Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, girl, I love you. And I love everything about that bio, from, you know, the fact that you're a cooking coach and kitchen mentor, and that you are on a mission to help so many busy moms save time, reclaim that energy, and find that spark and joy in the kitchen again. Like, I remember a time where I'm kind of like, oh, I just don't have the energy to even put together a nice, healthy meal for my family. And there's definitely been times that because I have felt like that, I have like ran through a drive-through, picked up something gross and convenient because I was just too tired and like too like blah to even think about what it is that I want to cook. So I absolutely love you, love your mission. That's why I had to have you on today's show. So let's dive right in, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
Awesome. Okay. So you know how I'm all about helping babes boss the hell up. And sometimes bossing up, it takes guts, right? It takes courage. It takes stepping into the unknown, whether it's like sending an email for the first time or literally jumping off of a perfectly good or jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, right? Like I'm all about creating the habit of helping women boss up to the next level of greatness. So I am curious, tell me about a time where you had to boss up.
So I'm going to go back to about a year ago when I decided to create this thing that is Tricia's Bites of Life, because I've loved to cook for years. And I've kind of been the go-to, you know, in my circle, like I need an idea or what do I do about this? And, you know, I've been in corporate America for 30 years and I was ready to do something that created some with the things that I'm passionate about, the things I love to do. And so I started selling Pampered Chef as a way of thinking, this is a way I can do it. This is a way, I won't get too far down the rabbit hole, but my mother sold Pampered Chef for 20 something years and I was missing her and I wanted to feel a connection, but I also wanted a way to make some extra money to support my craft habit and kind of share my love of food with people. And it was a super fun 4 years. But I realized that one party touch point wasn't enough for me to make the impact I felt like I really wanted to make. And so I think really just I had no idea what I was getting into, and I decided I was going to create this thing and put it out in the world. And so that bossing up for me was taking on this whole new level of vulnerability that I hadn't even considered.
Yeah. It is.
To put yourself out there in something that's so personal was so much harder than I thought it would be, because I kind of always thought myself as like an open book.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's the whole year has been a boss up experience, to be honest.
I love it. What would you say one of your most challenging, because a lot of women who are listening to this show, they are still in corporate or they're just getting ready to leave, or they just even have the dream of like, maybe I could leave. What strategy, you know, would you give them if they really have this idea, they have this passion inside their soul, they know they're meant for more, they've been like brewing it, just like you were like in Pampered Chef, kind of brewing this up. Like what strategy or what tip could you give those women who are really looking to boss up and start their own business?
I mean, one, one is just listen to your gut. Don't second guess it. Don't overthink it. If you love it, just start figuring out a way to do it, and it will change. It will morph because you don't have you finding your own voice is part of the process.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say is hiring a coach to help you formulate it, because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to do something.
Right.
And I knew it needed to involve helping people and teaching food, teaching people. I initially thought it was going to be about teaching people how to cook. And the truth is, that's not it at all for me. I mean, so it's where I started and where I thought I would be are completely different things.
Yes, it's crazy you bring up coach, because I mean, that's exactly how I found my entrepreneurial spirit the second go around. I was like coaching part-time, but I had the security of my corporate job, like super cushy. Plus I loved my corporate job. Like, y'all, that was a harder decision to leave my corporate job than leave my husband after 15 years. Like, that's how much I loved my job. But it was with a coach that literally allowed me to kind of unlock and take this idea of a dream, like a one-day dream, and turn it into reality. So if you guys are considering anything, just remember Trish, said, like, you don't have to do it alone, and you don't need to do it alone. There's plenty of people that can help you kind of take those ideas, put it into, a plan, and boss the hell up. Cool. Okay. So let's switch gears. You said, this is what I thought I was going to do, but this is actually what I do. So tell me exactly, and tell, everyone who's listening, what it is that you do as a coach and as a kitchen mentor.
So it's really beyond, yes, I can teach you how to cook, and more than happy to do that. But what I discovered for me is that so many of the women I talk to, they know how to cook. They're just, one, they're bored with it. Two, they're trying to please everyone. Right. So really digging in, and I know you're going to be really familiar with this with the work that you do, but really digging into what's the issue, right? What's keeping you from enjoying it? Why do you dread it? Why is it a chore? And then we create a personalized plan to say, okay, so if it's the fact that you're trying to please everybody in the family, well, one, we have to stop that because it's not going to happen. But we work on strategies to bring them along.
You're not going to feed me mac and cheese, my husband mashed potatoes, and my daughter green beans? Like, what? You can't.
Yeah. No. We're going to create a plate that has mac and cheese and chicken and green beans, and everybody has something to eat, and we all move forward. Right. So that's part, but it's really digging into why is it such a chore? And so you'll hear me talk a lot about like finding your secret sauce. And for me, that is a lot about, let's find different cooking techniques that speak to you, right? I am not a fan of the slow cooker meal. That's just me. I can do it. Not a fan, but it might be perfect for you, right? And so, but if you don't try those, you don't try freezer meals, you don't try sheet pan meals, if you don't try those variety of techniques, or as I call them, strategies, you don't know what it is that you enjoy that does light you up, or that you're like, oh, I can do this on the fly on a weeknight. And so I help people design a plan that kind of incorporates all of that until they find the thing, right? And then we figure out how to repeat the thing.
Love it. Love it.
And there's a lot of meal planning involved. I know that kind of has like scary vibes out there, like, oh, I can't. But I bring a different approach to meal planning, where it's not cooking 7 nights a week necessarily. It's really being realistic, setting realistic goals about what works for you and your schedule and the time frame that you have. And really just not following what everybody else on the internet's telling you to do. Like, it's really about designing your process and what works for you.
So when a client comes to you, what do they think they need that you're like, girlfriend, like, let's take it back 2 steps. This is what you actually need. So what do they think they need? And then what can you help them actually achieve?
So many times there's 2 things they think they need. They think they need a meal plan.
Okay.
Or they think they need more 15-minute recipes, right? If you just give me something that's easier, I can do it. And I know that's what you think you need, but the truth is I can give you 30 different 15-minute recipes. If you don't create the plan and schedule the time and be realistic about it, you're never going to cook the recipes. You're going to buy all the food again. You're going to throw out half of it because you can only cook 3 nights that week. And then you're going to be pissed at yourself because you wasted the food, you failed again, and we get caught right back in that vicious cycle, right?
Yeah.
So what you need is really somebody to help you through the mindset and the plan and the process so
Mm.
that you can then take all those lovely 15-minute recipes and just mix and match them into your own meal plan.
Yeah. I love that. Now you mentioned mindset as the number one mindset and health expert. I want to dive into like so many things. My head's like spinning, right? Like
I
I'm like,
know.
I teach meal planning. She teaches. I'm like, how does, because there's no wrong or right way to do it. You got to figure out what works for you. That's for sure. But I'm going to pick your brain
Yeah.
on meal planning here in a minute, but I'm going to go back to the mindset. So what are some of the mindset shifts that your clients need to kind of go through in order for them to kind of, again, feel like they can get creative and have fun in the kitchen again?
Yeah, we talk a lot about what is it that you think mealtime should be,
Mhm.
and then where did that come from? So I've had clients, they're like, I'm not interested in cooking. I'm not interested in food. I was raised to be part of the clean your plate club. And so now I'm just not interested, right? I would borderline say some trauma there, right? In terms of what you're forced to eat or the things that happen around the table. You'd be surprised how many nutritionists and health coaches I've talked to, Karissa, who are like, food is fuel, food's not fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, hang on.
Now I'm gonna stop her right there. You guys all
Yeah.
know I'm real because she knows me. We've been following each other for a hot minute, and there is a point in my life where I have to kind of switch off and remind myself that yes, food at the end of the day is fuel. It's
Mhm.
energy. And if we're not having, and I take the mindset approach of if you're not fueling your body, you cannot continue to live your best life ever, right? So I take that approach. I don't like they say like shut up and eat whatever's on your plate, you guys. It's like who cares if you like it or not? Like I am not a cheerleader for that approach because it doesn't work. I don't know about you, Trish, but if I tried to force something down your throat to eat now as an adult, what would you do?
I mean, the quickest way to get me to not do something is tell me I have to do it.
Right. Our inner child comes out and is like,
Yeah.
F you, I don't have to eat this.
Yeah.
You
So
said it.
I'm a big believer that food is fuel and it's fun, right? It
Yes,
can
I love
be
that approach.
both. It
Yes.
can be both.
It doesn't have to be black or white. So what are some of your, let's just go kind of dive into that one. What are some of your favorite tools in the kit? Like you're like, girl, I cannot live without this. You know what? I'm going to actually take it one step further.
Okay.
If you were stuck on an island and you had to cook some food, because there's like this new show out there. I actually want to start watching it. It's like they take top amazing chefs, right? And they throw them out into the jungle and they're like, survive and cook a whole course meal or whatever. But yeah, if Trish had to take 5 tools to cook, right? Doesn't matter what she's cooking, but 5 tools. What would be the 5 non-negotiable tools you're
Oh,
taking?
okay. I got this one. All right. Cast iron skillet, hands down.
Okay.
Okay.
Cast iron.
You got to have a cast iron skillet because you can cook anything in that bad boy and you can
Okay.
make it nonstick. So we're good there.
Okay.
I got to take my manual food processor because then I can chop things faster. And I won't have power, right? I'm on a deserted island. So I
Good
need a good
thinking.
knife.
Okay. Okay.
I need a really good knife.
Okay.
And then I gotta take at least a small assortment of my prep bowls because I gotta do everything up front before I start cooking. Because if I'm on a deserted island, there's probably not enough supplies for me to screw it up and have to start over.
Right. It's true. It's true. Last one.
Wine glass.
For the coconut water that you'll be able to and eventually maybe turn into like wine vinegars. I love it. There you have it, you guys. That would be like her top 5: cast iron, a great knife, prep bowls, a I call them a chopper dopper, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
chopping up. And then there was one more. Oh gosh, I should have wrote them down. You guys rewind this and listen to it.
Prep bowls.
Prep bowls. Love it. Love it.
They
I
can
know
be lightweight and plastic, that's fine, but they gotta be there.
they got to be there. Yeah, forget like, do you find that over so many years of cooking, you don't eventually need like the tablespoons and the like you don't have to measure everything out. That's the beautiful part about cooking, right? Do you cook by
No,
taste
I
or by
mean,
measures?
thank God, because I mean, to me, so I loved playing Mad Scientist as a kid. It was like my favorite thing, and
that.
it took me forever to realize that cooking is my adult version of Mad Scientist, that and mixology. And
Right.
so, I love just to be able to combine those flavors and eyeball the spices. Now, granted, I know that you can't do that with baking, but that's not my wheelhouse.
Yes, neither is mine.
And so, recipes are guidelines. they're
That's another
guidelines
mindset shift.
just written for somebody else's taste. And so, and they're not all created equal. So experiment. Don't be afraid to switch out an ingredient, a spice, or even if you love cumin, add another teaspoon. I would.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it spicy, cut it back a little bit. Like they're just guidelines. They're meant to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely are, you guys. And I feel like as a coach who gives meal plans and recipes to her clients as well, I find that clients will get stuck in that. They're like, I can't find a specific ingredient. I don't have this, like, it's all going to be ruined. I'm like, how about you just skip it? Like, I doubt it's going to, like, hence why I'm not a baker, right? My daughter will say, Mom, you can't skip the flour. Like it's important. I'm like, oh, okay.
What's baking soda?
Yes, yeah. I'm like, who needs it's just a half a teaspoon, right? Like, just forget about it. That's why I don't bake. I burn everything, I blow anything up, and it just doesn't really work. And that's cool. That was my sister's thing. My daughter loves it. And, I'm not a sugar junkie anyways, but I feel like as a child, I didn't have recipe books. I didn't have Pinterest. I didn't have all the how-tos. That's how I got to learn to cook. It was like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let me tell you. Oh, and it all went to my own tasting, my own liking. So you guys, she's blowing you up with so many amazing tips and strategies we really haven't even identified. Towards the end, I'm like, okay, give me some of your best ones, but she's just throwing them out left and right. Like, get creative. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't have that, skip it. If you love spice, add some more. Who cares?
Yeah. I think that's the big thing is let go of all the expectations and the shoulds that you're putting on yourself when it comes to what cooking and mealtime is supposed to be. There aren't any rules.
Yeah.
It's what works for you and your family, period.
Let me throw this one at you. So you say, like, what is cooking for you and your family? Like, what is that version of success look like for you?
For me, and I'll be honest, it's changed throughout the years, right? So Pinterest wasn't around when I learned how to cook.
Yeah.
I taught myself how to cook by watching Food Network. And that's what I thought cooking had to be because that's how I learned. And quickly put way too unrealistic expectations on myself and of what I thought dinner was going to be and what I tried to make it. And then we were all miserable. And so now it's changed throughout the years, depending on the kid's age. But right now, like my youngest just left for college, but at 18, like getting 30 minutes with an 18-year-old is a challenge, right?
Yeah.
And so, so many people say, don't just sit there and eat dinner in front of the TV. And I get it. I do. But if I cook a dinner and I can get him in the room with me for 30 minutes, watching a show that he loves and he feels seen, heard, and loved, then we'll eat there in front of the TV with him because that's what's important to him in that moment. We don't do it every night. It's not, but it can be whatever works for you, right? It can be some convenience food, some healthy. It's really up to you, but I prefer to eat healthy. But, half of what we cook is convenience food out of the freezer because we are short on time. We can take that convenience food and we can sit at the table, or I can make a fancy meal and sit at the table. Like it really depends on what's going on. But what always I come back to is the focus for me is to make sure there's something on the plate or in the conversation that makes everybody at my table feel seen, loved, heard.
I love that. Yeah. And I grew up with not a lot of that. There was not a lot of everyone sitting down together. So I really take that part to heart. It's like, even if my kids are all over, I'm like, everyone here, right? And it's funny because one of the things that we do around our table is we discuss all of our wins for the day. And my daughter, like, I've been doing this since like for 10 years now. And so she's so excited to tell me about her day and all the amazing things. And not just like, they're like, hey, this was great, like whatever. Like, these are hell yes wins, right? And so she'll sit down and she'll just ask her, Mom, what's your hell yes win today? Because she can't wait to honestly get to her. She loves talking about like, her awesome wins. So she'll ask and like, she'll move us around the table. But it is fun because, she'll invite her boyfriend or her friends over. And for the first time, so I'm like, so-and-so, what was your favorite part of your day? And they're like, why are we even talking during the dinner? Like, it's just like that. The having family around is really important. I don't care what it is, whether it's pizza, frozen dinner, or a healthy meal.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be every night of the week. Like, again, just make a point to do it. Even start with once a week to get there and feel the shift. Right.
Love that.
One of my favorite things is a box I bought off of Amazon called Table Topics, because we've done the same thing. We always did a series of questions that was, what was the worst part of your day? So get the negative out of the way.
Yeah.
What was your best part of the day? And then what was the funniest or the weirdest part of your day? And it got so much more traction than like, how was your day? What did you learn? Who did you talk to? What did you eat for lunch? Like nothing. I mean, you just can't get there. And then as they got older, we started incorporating these table topics of like, what's the favorite vacation you've ever been on? Or if you could invite anybody alive or dead to dinner, who would it be and why? You learn so much about the way they see the world, even outside of those three basic, what was your hell yes win today? You learn so much about how they see the world and what's important to them. And it's not just for your kids. I mean, it can be, I've taken these on girls' trips and taken them to dinner because it creates a different level of conversation.
I love it. A little bit deeper, kind of like that. Take your recipes a little bit, deeper and just mixing it all up. So with the last remaining time that we have together, just about a minute or so together, what is the most common meal planning mistake that you see in your field?
Over planning too much.
Planning too much. Okay.
Planning too much. Yeah. The meal planning means I have to cook a new recipe every night and I have to cook 7 nights a week. It doesn't. That is the number one. It's too much. Actually, I should say it takes way too much time.
Gotcha. Okay. And then let's just say we are meal planning. What would be the number one tip you would give someone? And don't cop yourself out on like that. Oh, don't plan so much and just get it on. Yeah. But what is your number one tip that you would give a woman who's learning how to meal prep?
Check your schedule. Check your schedule and be realistic about the time that you're allowing for yourself to do it. Because outside of the don't plan too much, there's also, how many times have you got in the kitchen and you went to cook dinner and you had 30 minutes and you realized you were supposed to marinate something for 2 hours? Like you knew.
You're like, shit.
Yeah. So I would say keep it. Yeah. I mean, be really realistic and really check your schedule and know what you're signing yourself up for, and then just do it.
Love it. Just do it. Beautiful. Well, Trish, thank you so much for giving us all of your energy, tips, and excitement on the show. I'd love to have you back. I just been so much fun chit-chatting with you. Thank you for being such a wonderful guest on my show.
Thank you for having me. It's been so much fun. I could talk about food all day long. Obviously.
I know. We could have like a 2-hour table talk conversation about this. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, ladies, if you are tired and exhausted and overwhelmed with the whole cooking and food and coming up with creative ideas and just even building healthy habits in the kitchen, definitely reach out to Trish. She's more than happy to help you. You really quickly, you do have a class or a program that you actually offer. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's been called Master Your Meal Plan, but I just recently changed the name because I like Conquer the Mealtime Chaos better.
Ooh,
but yeah, it sounds a lot less like work, right?
Yeah.
So the Conquer the Mealtime Chaos it's 30 days, a 30-day program. It starts with a 90-minute session where we work together to talk about all of those things that keep you stuck, that keep you from wanting to get in the kitchen. And then we create a 30-day meal plan based on all of those things that helps you get used to executing and following a meal plan. And then we do 2 follow-up calls where I teach you my meal planning process and we start morphing it to work for you and creating your own. So I'm actually teaching you to fish. I don't want to just give you a meal plan. I want to teach you how to do it yourself. And then it comes with 30 days of Voxer support and 1 final call so that I can kind of audit your meal plan. And I'm there for 30 days so that as you get in the middle of your meal plan, and you're like, oh shit, I don't have that ingredient. Like Karissa said, you got me in your back pocket to say, skip it or substitute it for this. It's a whole lot easier than Google and getting 10 answers and not knowing which one's going to work. I've got you. All of that it's in 30 days. You get a recipe book, grocery list, whole 9 yards to make it simple to get started. And then we really work together to create your own process. So all of that is $397 through December 31st.
Y'all, that's a steal. So if you're looking to like boss up, in the kitchen in 2023, reach out to her. The links are below. Everything that you need to find her is there. So there's no excuse. Y'all know I cannot stand women who can make excuse. This is it. This is now an affordable option for you. It's 30 days. She's going to teach you all of her tips and tricks on how to make fun, the kitchen fun and creative and loving again. God, the relationship we should have with food and in the kitchen, it should be a good one. So if ladies, if you're looking more on that weight loss side, you're looking for that custom meal plan, you're looking to get a workout plan, if you're looking to boss up your body and your mindset, if you're tired of playing small and you're meant for more, then feel free to reach out to me. You can book your free 15-minute boss up clarity call. And remember, I don't work with everyone, just the women who are ready to level up in life. So if that's you, definitely book that call. And with that, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I will talk to you next week. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Boss Up Babes with Karissa Adkins, bringing you tangible tips and expert coaching advice to help you boss up and get healthy. Tune in every Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on transformationtalkradio.com for interviews with industry leaders and powerhouse boss babes that will empower you to take action and live your best life. If you're ready to boss up and work with Karissa in one of her transformative group coaching programs, visit 365dailyhustle.com.